And welcome in to Service Place. It's game one of the North semifinal. It's the two-seeded Edmonton Warriors taking on the three-seeded Beaumont Outlaws. The Warriors finished 12-7-1, and the Outlaws come in at 7-13. And the Warriors will wear their home blacks while the Outlaws come in wearing their road whites. It's CROW LAX TV. It's game number one of the North Division semifinal. Starting goaltenders for tonight's game. In the Warrior end, it'll be the veteran Tate Pinch as he makes his playoff debut in 2024. And down in the other end, it's going to be Reed McLeod, the rookie out of the South Edmonton Warriors program, will backstop the Outlaws. And here we go. As the faceoff is set to go. Off the draw, the ball is going to go loose. And it's going to be called on a loose ball infraction. It'll be outlaw ball, or it'll be Warrior ball. Warriors will be moving from left to right on your screen, while the Outlaws will be wearing their white going from right to left. The ball's going to go loose. Wellner bait gets shoved down on the loose ball, and the Warriors will get a fresh 30. The Outlaws making the playoffs a season ago, losing to the Rebels in the first round 2-0. This year, they get the Warriors in the same position. See if they can improve upon that outing, as that shot taken from Fodchuk is stopped by McLeod. Loose ball's picked up by Dickin. Dickin drags it underneath. Comes back up high with it. Dickin winds, fires, and that's a really solid glove save there by McLeod. He lost his glove and able to get it back in time. Ball goes loose back into the middle of the floor. Loose ball picked up by Fodchuk. Fodchuk gets chased out up high, and he swings it over to Dewart. 18 on the shot clock. Dewart inside, tried to hit Luke Royer cutting, and it's going to go loose into the stick of Kai Ellis, another rookie out of the South Edmonton Warrior program. And he tried to hit Maloney, who was open, pass a little low. Maloney is going to gather that and look up top with it. Hobday swings it. Tompkins, right side Tompkins, and he threw a little underhand at the net, went off of a Warrior. Ball goes loose. Back out over center. And it's going to be picked up by the Warriors. Here's Carey. Carey into the offensive zone. Ball swings into the stick of the Warrior leading scorer, Dewart, who found it looked like Knowlton out in front. That's a big stop by McLeod. As I mentioned, Dewart leading this Warriors team in the regular season in scoring, 72 points, followed right up by Luke Royer, who had 71. And he was able to put home 44 goals, which is a ridiculous number in 15 games. He missed 5, basically averaging 3 per game. As the ball goes out in front and into the stick of Outlaws leading scorer Carter Grace, putting up 56 this year. He also had a ton of goals. He kind of had the Luke Royer stat line where he had way more goals than assists. He actually had 38 of his 56 points came as goals as the ball goes into the corner. And it's picked up by Weatherby. Weatherby, a key component of this Outlaws team, does a lot of work in transition. Not the biggest guy, but carries a lot of the weight for their back gate. Caden Flett will get this over nicely to Redlick. Two guys that, after just talking about the Outlaws transition game, Redlick and Flett do a lot of the lifting in transition for the Warriors. Here's Dickin down the sidewall, flips it up to Dewart. Dewart with room to shoot, he scores. And how many times have we seen Josh Dewart score like that? A little sidearm shot to the far side, low. It's 1-0. And Woldy walks out and bounces it short side on McLeod, and it's 2-0 just like that. 3.5 minutes in. They hadn't even turned off the goal song, and they're just going to keep letting it play after Wolney. Rex is able to get back another one on the Warriors side of the board. It's 2-0. Ball goes loose. And Rex Wolney, after scoring the goal, was going to get the loose ball off the faceoff. Here's Rex. A little lob pass and somehow gets it into the stick of Redlick. Redlick pulls his way to the net. Redlick, and that's stopped by McLeod, who went to his knees to shut off the bottom part of the net. And the Outlaws in need of a couple of quality shifts here. Can't afford to get down here early. As the underdog, typically that's the case. You want to have a strong first period and make the favorite have to sweat a little bit. Maybe start to choke up on their sticks a little bit and get nervous. But the Warriors doing a good job of asserting themselves early. Shots reading 6-0 at the moment. As Flett spins across center. Flett hands it to Wellner Bate, who walks it down the left side. Wellner Bate up top. Dickin thought about shooting. Swim move. Dickin to the middle, and he was kind of losing his balance and pushed it at the net. It went wide, and here go the Outlaws. 2-on-1. Weatherby's got Grace if he wants him. Weatherby to Grace. Grace walks in front of the net and scores. But they call it off. A late crease call there. And it's going to come back the other way. As Fodchuk hands it to Carey. Ball swung into the stick of Duart. Quick stick there by Fodchuk. Good save there by McLeod. As the Outlaws try to push it in transition, that ball's too high. As they tried to hit Ellis down the floor. Ball goes loose. And Ellis is going to pick this up as he goes around the net. Shots now reading 7-0. Of course, the Outlaws did have that shot on net, but it was waved off on the crease violation. As Flett gets loose ball and he sprints up floor where he's chased by Maloney. Flett looking for help. He gets it into the stick of Wellner Bate, who gets hit hard by Maloney. Duart tried to hit Knowlton rolling to the net. He got knocked down. And here go the Outlaws. And that's brought out nicely here. 2-on-1, a partial 2-on-1. They tried to hit the trailer, who was Grace. Ball was behind him. It'll be over and back. 13:57 to go first period. Warriors leading 2-0 here from Service Place. Of course, the Warriors usually playing out of Bill Hunter, their home arena, being forced out because they're putting ice in early. So they're going to be playing their playoff home games here at Service in St. Albert. Long outside shot by Duart, and that goes through McLeod low. It's 3-0. Josh Duart doing a good job of using the screen there. I don't think McLeod ever saw that. It looked like it went sort of in the middle of the net. One that you want your goalie to have, but just never looked like he picked the ball up out of the stick of Duart. Smart shot by the veteran, and it's 3-0. Now off the draw. They try to hit Ellis. Ball goes in behind him. And Harris is going to grab the loose ball. Harris gets stripped. That's going to be over and back. It'll be Outlaws ball. Want to thank you for joining us here on the channel. Be sure to get your CROW LAX 50/50 tickets. Draw will take place following the playoffs on Monday, July 29th. Scan the QR code on your screen now or visit our social media channels at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. And I want to thank the city of Fort Saskatchewan. Explore Fort Saskatchewan, discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. As the ball is held in behind the net right now by Levi Wolney. Wolney is looking for someone. And he gets it up over to the half wall to Dickin, who quickly swings it over to Fodchuk. Fodchuk, that shot goes off an outlaw stick. Good defense there by Polson. And Polson is going to run it out. Polson gets knocked down. And it looks like a delayed call is coming up, and it'll be a Warrior penalty and an outlaw power play. United Tool Supply. United Tool Supply is celebrating its 50th year in the business, focusing on building customer relationships, have allowed them to earn a reputation for quality and technical expertise. Serving machine shops across Western Canada. Visit United Tool Supply today for all your machine shop needs. As Tompkins gets it down low to Shaft, Tompkins gets it back. Maloney. Tompkins is going to look. Grace tried to skip it down. Ball pops out in front to Maloney as the ball kind of hit the head of Shaft's stick, bounced into the middle of the floor, and Maloney was able to gather it and got a shot off on pinch. And with the 8-second count into effect, Andrews just had to chuck it down the floor. And it was a 4-minute call, so the Outlaws with plenty of time to go here on this power play. Tompkins on the right shooter, gets it down low to Shaft. Back up to Tompkins. Tompkins into the middle after Maloney slipped inside. That was way wide on the behind the back. Grace, outside shot, stopped high by Pinch. And here comes the Warriors down floor. Levi Wolney this time for the Warriors. Gets it back to Flett, who hands it. And Dickin quickly got that over to Dewart. Dewart is going to hold this. Gets it up high to Carey. Regan Carey. Another rookie out of the South Edmonton Warrior program. And if you notice, I'm saying that a lot, as there's a bunch of guys in this game that won the provincials last year in U17A with that Warriors team. And there's a few of them on each team, as Tompkins is going to bring this up the floor. Outlaws taking their time here. Shaft up to Tompkins. Maloney up top with it. Behind the back to Grace. Grace looks, gets it back to Maloney. Grace winds and fires short side high. It's 3-1. So we talked about the leading scorers from each team this season, and both of them have connected. Dewart twice and Grace once in a 3-1 game here early. 10:39 to go in the first period. And the Outlaws will gain possession off the draw. Vimy Ridge Academy at Vimy Lacrosse Excellence is the standard dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is the fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. Tompkins winds, fires. And that's shot off on the 5-hole by Pinch. Pickering, one of the players acquired in that deadline deal from the CROW, brings it up through traffic, spins back. That ball's in behind Dickin, and Fodchuk will go clean that up. Fodchuk up near the blue line. Cradles to the half wall. Tried to send one in on net. Went through a maze of bodies and harmlessly into the corner, where it's going to be picked back up by the Outlaws. Here's Maloney now with 55 seconds to go on the second portion of that double minor. That Grace goal was big because he scored it right before the 2-minute mark, which meant they would get the back half of this on the man advantage. as Tompkins pulls it in and shoots off the rebound. And now the Warriors, before getting pushed in, send it down the floor. Pushed back into the crease, I should say. And Outlaws will have 30 seconds remaining on the power play. 9 minutes to go here, first period. Tompkins. Schaff, back up to Tompkins. And Turner winds and fires. A good stop there by Pinch down low. Tompkins, loose ball, skips it down to Turner. Inside, Hobday was standing in front of the net. Ball missed him, though. It was behind him. Ball goes loose to the boards, and here goes Levi Wolny. Ball's brought up, and now moved over to Dewart. Back to even strength here. Wellner bait with it. Dickin winds and shot that low onto the foot of McLeod. And the Outlaws will transition out. Hildebrand winds, fires, and that smoked the crossbar. And it sort of sent the net upward. Had a lot of velocity on it. Hildebrand gets it back. Hildebrand holds it. Looking to swing it. He gets it over to the left side. Maloney tucks underneath. Maloney into the corner. Out in front, and he got knocked down right before he could step across the crease. And the loose ball is going to be gathered by Harris. Harris is going to be knocked into the boards. He regathers himself here, holds on to it, and now he gets it over to Fodchuk. In a quick moving first period, and Knowlton with a shot up top, stopped by McLeod. And it's brought back down by Weatherby. Weatherby to the net. Jackson Weatherby, and he got stripped on the trail check after he beat his defender. I think he probably should have been looking to shoot there. It looked like he was focused on dishing the ball, but he was right in front of the net. Ball up top, and that's right into the stick of Pinch. And Pinch just fires that down the floor, hit an Outlaw stick, and now they will gain possession back. Here's Schaff. Schaff to Connors, U17 kid out of the North program. And that ball goes in behind the net. And then it's thrown out to Rex Wolny. The pass was a bit high, and it goes back into the possession of the Outlaws. City of Fort Saskatchewan. Explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit work and play in Fort Saskatchewan. And then an awkward shot out in front by Hildebrand. He was getting knocked down, and he got the ball off into the feet of Pinch as the shots start to even up. But now in transition, Dickin went right off the bench to the net. Finished inside. It's 4-1. Ball off the draw is picked up by Plett. And he gets it to Royer. Dewart into the middle. Wellner Bate was cutting out in front. Ball goes loose. And it's going to be picked up by Weatherby, who does a nice job of getting out of heavy traffic. The Outlaws will send their offense out onto the floor. 5.5 to go, first period. Here's Connor Turner with it. He gets forced near the boards. He tried to one-hand it down into the corner to Dickin, brother of Graham. That's Carter Dickin. Two brothers playing against each other here. As the ball gets moved back over to Hildebrand. And a new 30 here. Hildebrand up top. Schaff has that knocked away. Ball's picked up. And it's going to be swung by Schaff over to Maloney. Maloney puts his shoulder into a guy, and the ball goes loose. Hildebrand picks up the ball, but the ball is going to be picked up out of the crease. They're going to blow it dead, and it'll be, it looks like an official's timeout here with 4:51 to go in the first period. Want to thank you for joining us here on the channel, CROW LAX TV. All you got to do is hit subscribe. You'll be notified every time a game goes live. And of course, all three series, first round series starting tonight. You have the Chill visiting the Mavericks right now in Innisfail, and the Marauders and Mountaineers going at it in Okotoks. We'll get you those scores and updates as we move along here. Svodchuk swings that over to Dewart. Dewart back over to Carey. Ball is going to be shot from a tough angle. Dickin, the ball goes loose, and he's going to pick it back up. Graham Dickin swings it to Carey. Carey looks. Carey shoots, and that goes off of McLeod up in the air about 15 feet, and it bounces into the corner where Carey's taken hard into the boards. Carey back to Dewart. Fodchuk. Fodchuk steps in, and that's a stop by McLeod as he got his stick on it, and the ball is brought out by Polson. Ball in the stick of Tompkins. Dickin back to Tompkins. Tompkins works on Levi Wolney. Wolney knocks the ball free, and that'll be a turnover by the Outlaws with the shot clock winding down. Flat to Redlick, over to Dewart. 3.5 to go, first period. Dewart swings it. Fodchuk looks. Couple of cutters inside, kind of jammed up, but Knowlton did grab it. And now Fodchuk's going to have to shoot it on net here with the shot clock about to expire, and McLeod will smother that and look to outlet. Ball is thrown down the floor right into the stick of Rex Wolney. Warriors have numbers here, 3-on-2. Fodchuk inside to Wellner Bade, who got knocked down. And then Fodchuk with the rebound. That shot's taken, and Wellner Bade is banged up. He's looking a little hobbled here. Hopefully he's all right as the ball comes back down the other way. And that's stopped by Pinch. Pickering defers to Carey here. Dewart from well out misses the net, and Polson's going to go and grab that loose ball. Then the ball will bounce out near center where Redlick will chase that down and get it to Dewart in the Warrior offense with extended possession here. Out of town scoreboard update. It's the Marauders leading the Mountaineers at the moment 3-2. As that shot comes in from Dickin. And it's the Mavericks leading the Chill 2-0. Both of those games would be right around where we are right now. 2 minutes to go in the first period as that shot goes glancing. It looked like off a pinch. Loose ball comes back near center. It'll be interference, and it'll be Outlaw ball. Connors up floor to Grace. Schaff. Back to Grace, into the middle. Grace, and he was able to get a shot off before getting knocked down late by Stashniak. Long lead pass, and that's a great catch by Pennock, who then had the ball knocked loose. And the Outlaws did grab it, but they're going to call loose ball interference, and it'll be Warrior ball. Vimy Ridge Academy at Vimy Lacrosse Excellence is the standard. Vimy Lacrosse is the fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. Ball brought up high. Dewart winds, fires. McLeod Stopped that and then handled a rebound attempt from Luke Royer as Dickin tried to gain possession on Rogalski. Ball's picked up by Ellis, and Ellis is going to bring it out as we dip under 1 minute to go in the first period. Shot sitting 18-11 at the moment for the Warriors. Tompkins gets it over to the left side. Dickin back over to Tompkins. Tompkins tried to hit Maloney backdoor. It got knocked down, and here goes Rex Wolney, but he can't handle it. And the ball is picked back up by the Outlaws. Rex didn't have possession, so it'll be a 30-second violation. And it'll be Warrior ball with just under 30 seconds to go. Thought maybe they call it timeout, but it doesn't look like they will here. Carey. Into the stick of Dewart. Fodchuk and Dewart up top with Luke Royer. As it looks like Knowlton standing in front of the net here. He's going to try and seal off here for a couple of lefties. And Royer right out in front. And as the clock expired, he had to pick the ball up off of the cement almost. It was a really low pass. I don't think that would have counted. The horn was going off right before he released it, but McLeod made sure there was no debate. And after one, the score will be the Warriors 4, the Outlaws 1. Thank you so much for joining us here at CROW LAX TV. Hit subscribe. You'll be notified for every playoff game on the channel. And you will be along for the ride all playoff long and into the provincials in Airdrie. After one, Warriors 4, Outlaws 1. We'll see you in about 9.5 minutes. Welcome back into Service Place, where we're all set for second period action. The Warriors taking a 4-1 lead into the middle frame. And it was a period where the Warriors started fast, got out to a 3-0 lead. Grace with a power play marker. And then late in the period, not real late, but somewhat late in the period, the Warriors able to get a fourth one. And that's where we sit right now as we start the second period of play. Shot. Looked like it caught the butt end of Pinch's stick. Ball is going to go loose into the far boards. And it's going to be almost picked up by Tompkins. Then he gets thrown down. So it'll be an Outlaw ball with a fresh 30. Ball with, looks like Connors now up top to Hildebrand. Ball's picked up, or was going to be picked up by Schaff. Now it's Hildebrand with it. Hildebrand out of the corner. Hildebrand, and he's had nowhere to go and ended up running right through the crease, so it'll be Warrior ball. Ball into the corner, Fawchuk. Out in front, Royer, and he tried to tuck it back to the short side high. One of his favorite moves. McLeod stuck with that. And Outlaws got to hurry here to avoid the 8-second count. They're going to call them, though, right before Weatherby was able to slide across that midline. City of Fort Saskatchewan. Explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit work and play in Fort Saskatchewan. Carry, rebound, and loose ball. Dewart. Nice backdoor pass, and just a little bit too far behind the net was Royer to tuck that home. Ball is loose. It's going to be dug for there. And it's brought out by Knowlton. Good loose ball there. Carey winds and fires right on McLeod with that stop. And McLeod is going to outlet here. And the Outlaws have a man up the floor. Don't decide to throw that up. And we'll wait and set up. Hobday has that ball knocked loose. And Grace is going to come away with it. Grace, a running shot. And then he gets hit late. That's going to be an easy call. And the Warriors are going to go to the box. Looks like Pickering will go to the box. It will likely be a 2-minute cross check, but we'll wait and see. And that's exactly what it'll be. It'll be a 2-minute cross check. So Maloney, Tompkins, Grace, Schaff, and Hobday out on this power play. Maloney and Tompkins work it up high. Hobday trying to set a seal. Hobday into the middle now. Maloney winds, fires right into the logo of Pinch, but the ball bounces right back out to Tompkins. Tompkins tried to sift one through the box. That got knocked down, and here go the Warriors, and it's Andrews. He's going to go to the net. Andrews, and he scores! Kyler Andrews kind of slowed down and then hit the accelerator and went to the net. It's 5-1. And we apologize if the feed's a bit laggy. It's hot as hell in this arena, and we're wondering if the computer might be overheating. And I can't even move the mouse. So hopefully that starts to calm down a little bit. Can't even move the mouse to change the score right now. As the ball is swung over to Maloney, and that shot is stopped by Pinch. And Pinch lobs it up to Redlick. As Dickin bounces that from well out. McLeod got a shoulder on it. Ball goes loose. And the Warriors are going to retain possession on the interference call. And now it looks like the screen froze on us. As in front, and Royer goes up high on McLeod as he was fading to the wrong side of the floor. That's a high degree of difficulty to bank that one. And it's now 6-1. As the ball is going to go loose. It like kind of froze for a bit. But it's like the pitch. As the ball is moved up to the top and it goes loose, and here go the Outlaws. Weatherby takes a hack. Doesn't look like that's going to be called. And Weatherby right to the net. Weatherby bounced that wide. Ball goes up and over the glass, and it'll be Warrior possession with 15:30 to go here in the middle period. I think we got our technical difficulty sorted out now as the Outlaws are going to go to the box. And so with a 6-1 lead, the Warriors will go to the power play. Dickin, a sub shot into the stick of McLeod, and it's picked up by Ellis. Ellis is going to get it out over center. And now the Outlaws have numbers. 2-on-1. Tompkins. And that shot is stopped by Pinch on a little bit of a overhand to the shot or to the short side. The Warriors in no rush here, as they still have a minute 15 to work with on the man advantage. Fodchuk up top. Dewart, Dickin. Fodchuk inside. Ball goes right back to Dickin. Dewart. And that shot hit something. Went wide. And it'll be outlaw ball. Dewart and the Warriors wanted possession there. They thought that hit the Outlaws. But it will be outlaw possession. Weatherby knocked down by Andrews. And then Andrews knocks Weatherby down. It'll be Warrior ball here with 48 seconds now on the man advantage. Royer backdoor, and Dickin had to jump for that. Too high. And Fodchuk is going to come away with it. Fodchuk. And we got another call coming up here. And it's going to go against the Outlaws. So it'll be a 5-on-3 flat. It's going to hang out up top. And you'll see the Warriors basically go to work on what basically becomes a 4-on-3. That shot goes wide, and Flett is going to gather the loose ball. Fodchuk. Royer back to Fodchuk. Fodchuk behind the back. Fodchuk. Dewart. Quick stick, and that's a nice save by McLeod. Fodchuk now with it. Fodchuk, quick stick over to Dickin, and he makes no mistake on the quick stick, 7-1. I know on the podcast I talked about this a little bit. The one thing the Outlaws, if they want any chance, and I mean any chance in this series, is they got to limit their penalties. Going down 5-on-3 is just not a recipe for success against the Warriors. So now it'll become a 5-on-4 here. Warriors will remain on the power play. Now in front, Dickin goes low. It looked like 5-hole to make it 8-1, and he scores back-to-back here for the boys in black. So the Warriors veterans coming out and showing up on the stat sheet. Dewart with a couple, Dickin with 2 or 3, Luke Royer with at least 1 here. So it's the guys that you'd expect. Now Dewart in front. Carey, that goes a little high. Ball gets knocked back. And Josh Dewart swings it into the stick of Pickering. Pickering, a little bit of a drag move to the net. He got checked at the last second, not able to lift his arms quite enough to get a clean shot away. And now here goes Weatherby. Weatherby down the floor, and that's going to draw some type of call on Wolney, and the Outlaws will go to the power play. While we have this time, I want to give a quick shout out to Rex and Levi's dad, Leroy, watching the game on the road. Both of his sons, longtime Warriors, grew up in Sherwood Park, and they wanted to say hi to Leroy watching the game while on the road working. Here's Maloney. Ball goes in behind the net. Hobday back up top. Maloney. And that shot gets taken. And Tompkins will go and grab that. Tompkins back up to Maloney. Skips it. Maloney back with it. Tompkins steps in, and that's stopped by Pinch. He whacks at the ball, but the ball is picked back up by Schaff, and he gets it to Maloney and gets it back down low. Maloney behind the back to Hobday. Maloney, the Outlaws' second leading scorer in the regular season. Usually directs traffic up top. That shot came in, easily handled by Pinch. Maloney, Schaff. Back to Tompkins. Tompkins skips it to Hobday, and he goes to the net with the quick stick. It's 8-2. And that's the most dangerous pass on any power play, is that shooter to crease skip pass. If you could pull the goalie out far enough and off the goal line, you have that little bit of space there to quick stick it. And that's what Hobday does right there. And he's able to break that long long run of Warrior goals. It went from 3-1 to 8-1. Now the Outlaws answer back. It's a 6-goal lead for the home team. Dangerous pass as Grace had a couple of defenders standing right behind him. He does get the ball here. He's going to drive to the net. Carter Grace, and they're going to call him for stepping inside the crease, so it'll be Warrior ball. And we got a little quick scoring update as Stewart just fires that into the top corner on the far side. And he looked like he was in his backyard playing with the rebounder, the way he shot that. Had all day and all the time in the world, didn't even really step into it, just said, okay, thank you. I'll put this in the top part of the net. And that's what he did, and the Warriors quickly regained that 7-goal lead back. And so a quick scoreboard update here. I want to thank Keenan for this because the RMLL site is really annoying to navigate. And he sends this in. Mounties leading the Marauders 5-3 in the second. And it's the Mavericks who are dominating the chill at the moment, 6-0 in the second as well. All these games starting at 8 o'clock. So whatever time you see up on the scoreboard and whatever period we're in is likely matching what's going on in some of these other arenas across the province. Now, I wish they were scheduled on different nights, different times, but can't have everything, I guess. A lot of lacrosse going on right now. As Wolney is going to bring this into the offensive zone. Rex is going to step into one, and that goes off of something and bounds back into the Warrior zone. And it's going to be outlaw ball here. Shots 29-19 at the moment in the Warriors' favor. Cook came storming in, and his stick got hit as he shot that. Hildebrand hands it off to Tompkins, who gets tripped by Levi, and that's going to be a penalty as Maloney comes down the wall with it. Ball moved back up top to Grace. Grace with a long outside shot. And Pinch got a shoulder on that. That's going to draw the whistle and the call, and the Outlaws will go back to the power play. City of Fort Saskatchewan, explore Fort Saskatchewan, discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. And United Tool Supply, celebrating its 50th year in the business, focusing on customer relationships that have allowed them to earn a reputation for quality service. Visit United Tool Supply today for all your machine shop needs. Maloney, Hobday, as Hobday goes back into the middle. Hobday seals down as he tangles up with Gordon. Maloney back over to Tompkins, and he winds, fires, and Pinch makes that save. And then with that, it looks like we're going to have a media timeout. So the teams will go to their benches. And we'll take this time to thank everyone for tuning in. CROW LAX TV. All you have to do is hit subscribe to be notified every time a game goes live here, right through the playoffs. Have full North coverage. The Shamrocks and Silver Tips covering their home games. And you can also check out teams like Mountain View on their own YouTube channel. And again, just hit subscribe. You'll be notified every time a game goes live. You don't have to worry about checking. You don't even have to know what the schedule is. YouTube will just say, oh, this such and such game is going live. You'll be able to click it open and watch whenever and wherever you are. Shots 29-21 now. 9:30 to go in the second period. And the Outlaws with about a minute and a half to go on the man advantage. Royer is going to trot into the offensive zone. Royer is going to come all the way out in front. Royer, and he gets kind of hooked onto there by Polson, and that's probably going to be a penalty. It looks like it is, as official Matt Murphy has his hand up. I thought he was going to call hooking. He says holding. And so we'll go to 4-on-4. The McDonald Cup, the Chaos Junior Lacrosse Club and its franchise, the Southern Alberta Chaos, are excited to announce that they'll be hosting the McDonald Cup this year. After a hiatus of 27 years, the Poco Saints successfully hosted the 2023 tournament where the Cranbrook Black Wolves became the first champions of the Rechrist McDonald Cup since 1995. In the 8-team event, it was highly enjoyed by everyone. Please join us this August. For more information, visit mcdonaldcup.ca. As we continue 4-on-4 here, 8.5 to go, second period. Warriors in full control, but Tompkins finds himself out in front of the net, wide open. Somebody forgot about their assignment there, and now a long, nice pass to Fodchuk, and he just rips it into the bottom of the net to make it 10-2, and that's a great pass by Pinch, the netminder, to set that one up. A little bit of a step back shot there by Fodchuk. That might be his first of the game, and he gets on the board. Still here, 4-on-4. Pinch grabs that loose ball, and he gets it nicely up to Flett. As Royer backs out with it. Dewart to Dickin. Dickin looks, swims, gets it down low now. Another swim. He tried to get his way or make his way out in front of the net. And that time, Weatherby able to bother him enough to make him lose the ball. And now the ball is tossed out near the benches, and Ellis is going to have to get this over. They call 8 seconds, and it'll be Warrior ball. With 7:40 to go, it will be Redlick bringing this back up as he tosses it to Fodchuk. The Warriors with about 20 seconds remaining on this power play after the 4-on-4. Dewart right into the belly. That looks like Couturier now in net for the Outlaws. And now a 3-on-1. Dewart down low to Fodchuk, and he shovels that in on a low quick stick. The ball was kind of down at his knees. Just sort of shuffled the ball into the net. It's 11-2. Not the draw. Rex Wolney comes away with it. Wolney stepped into the middle, lost the ball. Now the ball goes in behind the net. And now Couturier is going to pick that one up. Ball into the stick of Brett Murray. One of the veterans of this Outlaws team in his 5th year of junior lacrosse. As he goes deep into the Warrior zone. Ball goes loose. And here goes Redlick. Redlick's going to sprint out. Redlick between two Outlaws. Redlick all the way to the net. And then that ball awkwardly bounced at the feet. Didn't even really go in behind Couturier. Just bounced in front of his feet and then almost went in. And it looks like they're going to take both here as Redlick and Maloney are going to go to the box. So 4-on-4 once again here. Hobday is going to get it over to Hildebrand as they spread the floor. Hildebrand into Tompkins, and that's a good stop on the short side by Pinch, and the ball rolls all the way back down the floor into the stick of Couturier. Couturier throws that into the bench of the Warriors. And Dean Casey, one of the Warriors' D coaches, didn't even flinch there. Kind of impressive. The ball was kind of sailing in that direction. As Dickin gets it over to Fodchuk. He works on the left side with Royer. And that goes into the belly of Couturier. 5:55 to go here. The Outlaws with a lot of work to do. Schaff is going to look inside with it. He's trying to look for some cutters, but then he just tossed the ball into the middle of the floor to nobody in particular, and Harris picks that up. Harris bounces that into the stick of Couturier. And that sailed way over the head of Weatherby. Once again, Vimy Ridge Academy, Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. Vimy Lacrosse is the fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. And United Tool Supply, celebrating its 50th year in the business, focusing on building customer relationships that have allowed them to earn a reputation for quality service. Visit United Tool Supply today for all your machine shop needs. As Weatherby comes back down. And that's going to be a goal as the Outlaws get one back in transition. And we go back up to 11-3. I don't think I've seen Wellner Bate return to this game since he got banged up down in this near end. I think it was in the first period. As Royer off the bench gets it to Fodchuk. And Knowlton tried to pick that up off the floor, got knocked out of his stick up into the mesh and behind the net. And Outlaws transition Maloney to the net. Maloney, and he goes right through the crease. And it'll be a Warrior ball here as Flett transitions back up. .355 to go here now in the second period. Warriors in control as Dewart looks to the middle with it. Dewart winds, fires into the stick of Couturier. And that's sailed way over the head of another Outlaw. And really struggling with that outlet pass from the goalie here. Fodchuk. And that loose ball is picked up by Knowlton. He's actually making his first start here for the Warriors after coming over as that last and final piece of that trade from the Crude in that Liam Elliott deal and Josh Fodchuk deal as the ball pops out in front of the net. And it's going to be interference, and the Warriors are going to get a fresh 30. As Dickin faked the shot and then swung it over to Fodchuk. Fodchuk looks, and he's going to take it into the corner here. Fodchuk marked there by Sutherland, and then that shot took from the right side of the floor, Knowlton, and that's stopped by Couturier. Cook right to the net. He got stripped at the last second, though, and the ball goes loose. Gibson unable to bring it in, though. Ball goes right into the Outlaw bench, and it's going to go Outlaw, or it's going to be Outlaw ball. Dickin flips it over to Hobday. Hobday to Connors. That shot sailed to the short side, high by Hobday. The ball bounces back down into the zone. It'll be over and back, and it'll be a Warrior ball. As Fodchuk is going to run around the net with it, gets it up high to Knowlton, who hands it off to Dewart. Knowlton slipped inside. He was open there. Dewart elected to shoot that, though. It hit a stick. Dewart over to Carey. Carey back out over to Dewart, gets it back to Carey as a call is coming up against the Outlaws. Knowlton was thrown down up near the top of the dotted line. And that whole sequence is going to result in a Warrior power play. As official Kevin Kohut signals for a wipe of the floor here. We'll see if we can get some out-of-town scores for you, a little bit of an update. Right now, it looks like the Mountaineers, last check, were up 5-3, now up 6-5, likely around nearing the end of the second period. While the Chill look like they've narrowed the Maverick lead. It was 6-0 at last check, now 6-3. So the Chill getting back into that one after a rough start in Innisfail. Ball is going to set up on the power play. Royer, Fodchuk, Stewart up high, and Redlick actually on the crease. You don't see that very often, and Harris as well. As the ball goes into the corner. And it's a good loose ball by Ellis. Ellis is tackled. And that'll be a call. And now the Warriors will go to the box. We'll go to 4-on-4. That ball's turned over up high, and now Rex Wolney's got a chance to go. Rex down the floor, breakaway. Rex, and he got checked on the trail there, and now the Outlaws come back the other way. Maloney sets up. Maloney had Hildebrand. That pass didn't make it there. And now Hildebrand gets it up high. Grace jammed himself up there, but he goes and gets the loose ball. And Schaff with the shot. And now here are the Warriors again, and Pennock this time is going to run out. It looks like the Warriors are going to call a timeout, and they'll go 5-on-4 because, of course, they're already 4-on-4. So it won't be your conventional 6-on-5. I want to thank you for joining us here on the channel, CROW LAX TV. All you got to do is hit subscribe. You'll be notified every time a game goes live. So while we have a little bit of an interesting stat here. So Josh Fodchuk picked up at the deadline by the Warriors in that trade with the Crude. Played 6 games as a Warrior. Finished 6th on the team in scoring, which is kind of crazy in and of itself. It's been a weird season all around the country. Junior A, Junior B. That's just another example of the type of season it's been. Crazy that a guy could finish 6th on a team in scoring having played 6 games. And Fodchuk also hitting that 90-point mark, I believe, this year, as Fodchuk is going to, on cue, skip out into the middle of the floor, and he got it to his former and current teammate, Cale Harris, Another guy coming over from the crew as Harris, the big man, is going to go and collect that loose ball, but that's going to do it for the second period of play with the score, the Edmonton Warriors 11, the Beaumont Outlaws 3. Thanks so much for joining us here on the YouTube channel, CROW LAX. We'll be right back here in just under 10 minutes' time. Welcome back into Service Place for the third period of play. The Warriors holding a commanding 11-3 lead in game one of the North semifinal. This is a best of three, so quick series that can be over in a flash. Game two goes Saturday, 7 o'clock, Ken Nickel Arena, as the Outlaws look like they'll be trying to survive on Saturday night as Connors swings that into the stick of Hobday. Hobday shoots that off the floor and wide. And the ball is going to roll back down the floor, and it'll be Warrior possession. And the play is going to be started back up by Graham Dickin. Dickin swims a little bit. And now he stops up. He's hacked there by Cook. Cook closely checking him. A little bit of a wind up there. Dickin to the net, and Couturier makes that stop, and here comes the Outlaws. Rogolski up to Polson. As he makes his way into the zone, Polson is going to get it back to Tompkins. Tompkins is going to wait here and swing the ball over to another fifth year, Connor Turner. Both he and Brett Murray graduating. I think Schaff does as well. As the ball goes back in behind the net, they'll call the Outlaws for a crease violation, and it'll be Warrior ball. And here come the Warriors back up floor. Redlick. He's going to toss it to Fodchuk. He gets it to Dewart. Dewart back over to the left side. Redlick out in front. Royer maneuvered his way off the wrong side of the floor and missed the net. And now Redlick out in front. He's playing a lot of offense with the injury of Wellner Bate. And the ball is grabbed, and here go the Outlaws. Ball is pulled out. Ellis to Tompkins. Shot sitting 43-28 in the Warriors' favor here. Connors up top. Connors right into the breadbasket of pinch. Here come the Warriors. Pennock throwing a bit of a suicide pass, and Weatherby shoves him down and takes the ball, goes the other way. Here's Hildebrand. Hop step, and now he gets it over to the left side. Maloney off the wall. Grayson Maloney puts his shoulder in to his defender, as you see him do quite often. That's his favorite move. He just sort of leans on the defender and tries to push his way and force his way to the net. And that ball just gets over the stick of Hildebrand and into the stick of Levi Wolney. Just as I sort of expected this period to look like. Pretty slow here as the Warriors in no hurry, up big on what is a sweltering hot week here in Edmonton. As the ball is going to be absorbed by a stick and the shot clock expires. And I really do mean hot, like record-breaking hot. I think like the day itself, like July 8th or 12th, there's been a couple of days that have never been as hot as those two were. As Connors makes his mark, cutting across the net, off ball, gets it, and goes high up over pinch to make it 11-4. So 16:40 to go, and the Warrior lead cut down to 7.
Outlaws goals, Whitmerge, Connors, system of green for the race. And number 81, Jimmy Rogelski, top goal, 320.
Nice feed there from Grace as he hit Connors flashing out in front of the net. Fodchuk off his back foot, stopped by Couturier. Ball goes loose right back out to Fodchuk. Fodchuk behind the back, and he got tossed down. And then picking up the loose change in front of the net were the Warriors. Looked like Knowlton, and that's sort of what the Warriors got him to do, is kind of crash and bang, set some picks, and penetrate the middle of the floor. And he gets one there, gets himself on the board. It's 13 or 12-4. So the Warriors get called for a face-off violation, and it'll be outlaw ball. Paulson is going to go around the net. Yet another one of those graduates off that U17 Warriors team that won the provincials last year. Wolney steps back around to check. Now he got it to Luke Royer, and he tried to go around Couturier. Good stop by the rookie netminder. Dewart to the half wall, gets it to Dickin. Dickin winds, fires. Dickin, and that is one that Couturier is going to want to have back. 13-4. So the Outlaws get one, and then the Warriors answer back with a couple. That's where we sit here, 13-4 with just about 15 and a half to go in game one. Fodchuk is going to step back a little bit here. Kick comes from Redlick. Dickin winds, fires, and that time Couturier was able to fight it off. Dewart met up high by a couple of hacks from Cook. Bounce shot, Fodchuk, loose ball. Redlick battles for it, and Couturier is going to be able to grab that and headman it up the floor. Here's Sutherland across center. He'll stop up. And he hands it to Hildebrand. Hildebrand circles back. Connors swings it into the stick of Hobday. Pick set there by Maloney. And that shot is soaked by Wolney, and that ball is going to bounce back, and the shot clock's going to expire. It'll be Warrior ball. 14:30 to go, third period. Here from Service Place in St. Albert, an arena that used to have a lot of major games played with the Junior A minors and Senior B minors, formerly making it their home here. Not so much anymore, but it's going to have playoff lacrosse with Bill Hunter being taken away. You're going to see a lot of games out of Ainsdale. Jerome McGinley is what it's called now, and Service Place. As the ball goes loose, and Harris runs down the floor off the wrong side, and that's easily stopped by Couturier. Ellis has got to get over center here. And that ball goes into the far boards, where the ball bounces and into the stick of Shaft. Now he tried to hit Maloney out in front. That ball was high. And now Maloney will gather it in. As the ball bounces around, nobody able to bring it in. Hobday grabs that, and that's stopped by Pinch. As I try to pull up some scores here for you again. Looked like it was 8-6 Mountaineers after the second. Let's see what it's sitting at now. It looks like they're up 9-8. So that game remains very close as they go down the stretch in Okotoks. And it looks like the Mavericks have a hold of their game right now in the third, 8-4 over the Chill. Both of those game ones, and both of those series will continue on Saturday with game 2, and then game 3, if necessary, goes Sunday in every series. So in the North, the South, and the Central, all three of those series will see game 2 go Saturday, game 3 go Sunday. As the ball is Swung over to Dickon. He takes a shot up high. Couturier handles that. And obviously, game 3 would be if necessary in those respective series as Redlick gets it over to the left side. Royer to Dickon gets it back to, tried to get it back to Royer, and then it went all the way over to the left side where it's picked back up. Dickon, a little bit of a fake underhand. He goes to the net, and that was one hell of a little fake on the outside shot. Allowed him space to go to the net. Good stop there by Couturier. CROW LAX and the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 Division are proud to be supporting the Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation and the Canadian Mental Health Association to implement their Talk Today program. In 2020, a beloved player of the game to many in the North Division, Chris Letendre, died by suicide aged 25 while battling mental health issues. The Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation was formed in 2021 to preserve his memory and call the lacrosse community to action in the support of mental health in the game of lacrosse and beyond. Donations can be made by visiting our social media channels for a direct link at CROW LAX on Instagram and X. And as I say that, looks like the Outlaws able to get one. And we're going to sit at 13-5 here with 11:56 to go. As the Warriors make a goaltending change, it will be Tate Pinch out of the net, and Lucas Bialik will come in to clean this one up. And we'll play what you would think would be the last 12 minutes of this one. Wolney is going to grab this one. And the ball is going to get swung to Fodchuk, who shot that high and wide. The ball goes back up top, where a stick is knocked out of the hand of a Warrior. The ball was still in it, and then the ball was knocked out again as the stick lay on the floor, and the Outlaws will come away with it. Shots now 55-34 in the Warriors' favor. As we start to get later in this one, Hobday hooked up there, no call. Hildebrand sort of leaned to the far side and then fired it up high to the short top corner to make it 13-6. So the Outlaws scoring a little bit here in the third period, making this one look quite a bit better on the scoreboard at the moment. And that move is so effective. When you can use your body to get the goalie to jump or step across the net, and then they're sort of in the same motion, just sort of tilt your wrist back to the short side and release the ball quickly. Can get a lot of goalies to kind of get confused there, and that's what Hildebrand did. And Hildebrand's had quite a good season for the Outlaws. He's really provided them with some good secondary scoring. A guy who started as a transition player in his junior career has primarily played out the front gate here this year and has done a good job for them. So the ball is going to be brought up by Weatherby. Weatherby is going to flip it to Connors. Connors gets it to Hildebrand. Hildebrand goes down the near side. Connors blinds, fires, stopped by Bialik. As Redlick is going to look to outlet here. And he gets it to Pennock. Pennock is going to run down into the far corner. And he's going to flip it back here. Or he's not. He's going to lose the ball. And Cook is going to take this. Ball in the stick of Tompkins. Tompkins swings it. And now in the stick of Grace. Grace tried to hit a righty over on the far crease. Shaft gets the loose ball and then loses it. And that's going to do it here for the shot clock. And it's going to be Warrior ball with 9:22 to go in the third period. And I believe we're going to have our media timeout here. So with 9:22 to go, the teams will reconvene at their benches, talk a little bit. And in the meantime, we'll step out for a second, be right back here on CROW LAX TV. As Podchuk races up the floor, he goes right to the net, and that's turned away by Couturier in the 5-hole. As Podchuk able to beat his man down the floor, now out in front. Royer, with that patented move, was just talking about it. It goes and fakes far side, comes back short up high, and it's 14-6. So an out-of-town scoreboard update. It's still the Mavericks holding an 8-4 advantage in the third over the Chill. And the Mountaineers and Marauders continuing to trade blows. The Mountaineers still also leading there by a score of 10-9. Long outside shot taken there by Graham Dickin. Ball is moved up floor here, and this is Weatherby. Weatherby runs it into the zone. Hildebrand is going to have to deal with two defenders here as he runs by each of them and then looks back door, and Hobday with a quick stick, and nice save there by Bialik on the short side. And here comes Pennock down the floor. Pennock into the corner. He's surrounded by Outlaws. The ball goes loose, and Pennock goes down. And the ball turns over into Outlaw possession. Schaff goes back door, and the pass came in from Grace. Grace doing a good job of seeing those guys off the right side, kind of going and cutting in behind the defenders. Not cutting over the top, but cutting underneath them. And the Outlaws have gotten a few looks like that here in the third period. Connors was able to score on one. As Josh Dewart hops along the wall. Dewart swings it. Josh Fodchuk, and Fodchuk to the short side high. As the Warriors approach 60 shots in this one. They extend their lead out here as we go down the stretch. Redlick has a cutter. Pass didn't get to Pickering. It looked like it was behind him. And it's going to be brought out. By Polson. Polson gets knocked down along the boards. And then the ball goes loose, and it's picked up by Gibson, who's going to run out of traffic. Gibson is going to get this and move it over to Redlick, who swings it over to Dewart. The Warriors taking their time here. No rush. Dewart. Ball goes loose into the corner. That'll be a 30-second shot clock violation. Ball flipped from Maloney to Hobday, who swings it to Connor. Connors is going to have that pass knocked down by Wolny, and now Rex Wolny is going to have a partial breakaway, but he's going to be called for a penalty in the process. So the Outlaw power play will go to work with 5:59 to go in the third period, trailing by 9.
Penalties for that's number 42.
Tompkins, Maloney gets it back from Hobday. Maloney behind the back to Hobday, and Tompkins tried to quick stick that. Ball goes into the middle, and it's picked up by Gordon. And he is going to get it up over center and into the hands of Caden Flett. Flett is going to dance around a little bit. And he's going to be watched there by Maloney. Now Flett flips it into the corner for Royer. Royer gets taken down. And the ball is going to be picked up by the Outlaws. With 5 minutes to go and a minute to go in their power play. Ball sits on the right side with Tompkins. Maloney gets it back to Tompkins. They play catch up top. Ball skips to Hildebrand. Tompkins winds and fires into the midsection of Bialik, who is dropping down. Ball bounces back out over center, and it'll be Outlaw ball. Ball works its way around. Grace. Tompkins drags. Gets it to Maloney behind the back. I think he was going to Grace, but ended up in the stick of Hobday. Maloney winds, fires up high, and Bialik knocks that into the corner. Ball is shot off the post, and that goes down the floor. And it's going to be picked back up by Maloney before it hits center. As they go back to 5-on-5, Maloney with a low shot misses. Now a cutter, Tompkins, doesn't get hit with the pass. Ball goes up and off the glass. And here go the Warriors. Wolny gets stopped by Couturier. As the Warriors, you can hear from their bench. I don't know if you can hear, but if you're in the arena, you can hear them say full 30. That shot's taken by Dickin. Goes off of Couturier into the corner. Knowlton swings it, and Wolny unable to bring that in on the low pass. And he takes another shot. Rex with a lot of shots here tonight. I think he's got at least 4. He's got the goal right after the start of the game as well. And that shot came in. It looked like Royer tried to get it behind the back off. He was tangled up in front of the net. Ball is kind of played around with here. Now out front, Schaff was wide open. As Stashnik fights for it with Gordon and a couple of Outlaws. Schaff almost picks it up. Now the ball will get picked up by the Outlaws, and they'll get a fresh 30 with just over 2 minutes to go. This one decided, but the final score may not be here as Maloney tried to feed someone inside. And that's going to be picked up, and Pickering is going to throw a long lead pass, but it was high and behind Dewar. And the Outlaws will regain the ball. Tompkins gets it down to Carter Grace. Grace looks. Grace fires and stopped there on the far side by Bialik. Ball is transitioned. Wolney. Vodchuk is just going to walk this around here with 1:15 to go. Warriors hold. Josh Dewart. That goes wide. And as we approach the final minute of play here, Weatherby's going to go to the net. Weatherby, and that's stopped by Bialik. And it's going to be Warrior ball off of the loose ball battle here, and Pennock's going to run it out here. Pennock just kind of gliding in front of the bench, using his hand to kind of pull himself along. Ball went out, and it'll be Outlaw ball. And Gordon is going to grab this loose ball and go back out over center with 15 seconds left in the game. As the Warriors are just going to run this clock out. And the final score, well, Pickering did offer one last shot at the net, but he did get stopped. And the final score is going to be in game one from Service Place, the Edmonton Warriors 15, the Beaumont Outlaws 6. As now we've got Pickering and Hobday. I don't think the Outlaws liked Pickering taking that shot with 1 second left. I kind of figured that was happening, or that was going to happen. So Hobday goes and has words with Pickering, and we'll see if something happens regarding that in game two as both teams move off the floor. And that'll do it for game one of the North Division semifinal with the score, the Edmonton Warriors 15 and the Beaumont Outlaws 6. I want to thank you for joining us here on the channel. You've been watching CROW LAX TV Junior B Alberta Lacrosse. We'll see you on Saturday from the Ken Nickel Arena when the Warriors travel to Beaumont to take on the Outlaws. See you then, everybody. Have a good night.